Look at that. I love it. You know, I never did like green when I was growing up, but it's grown on me, and I really, really like it now for some reason. But first question, no, this isn't mine. It is the guy that owns the Camaro bought it, and he is going to sell it at the lake auction coming up here in a few days. And he wants me to do a little bit of detail work to it. It's got a couple little areas that need some attention. A couple little scuffs in the clear coat, no big deal. Just kind of buff those out, hand buff those out. I don't think they're not bad enough to need a buffing or a buffer. And hell, you can't even see them unless you're in the right light. But just little stuff. And yeah, love it. And man, it sounds good. Stance is pretty good. I like it. This all around is a really nice car. The paint is really not bad. I mean, it's got flaws here and there, but for the most part, they've cut and buffed it, and it really looks pretty dang good. And it's metallic. If the sun was out, you could really see the metallics. It's almost a goldy green color. It's really awesome. See in there, it's got 69 Camaro front bucket seats. Probably the original back seat. It's got auto meter gauges, automatic transmission, weld wheels on it. Really, I think a nice car. And they did I think a pretty good job on the body work. Looking down the side, you can see a little bit of this and that, but for the most part, of course, that fence isn't helping at all either. But man, for a driver, this is a pretty nice one. A couple of the issues that he was wanting me to fix. I don't know how well you can see that, but it looks like it's bubbled up underneath the paint, just in this area here, and there's a couple little ones here and there. But either somebody didn't clean that good and touched it, or I'm not sure. But that's something I told him I can't fix that, not without stripping it back down, because and the paint's 4 years old. So getting a match for it, probably not going to happen. Yeah, got a little chip here. The thing is finding the paint color. Now the sun's starting to kind of come back out. Maybe you can see how that's got like a gold flake in it. It's really kick-ass. Anyway, I'm gonna play with this a little bit today, and let me fire this bad boy up for you before it starts raining. I think it's fixing to start raining, but let you hear it. Well, first let me open it up and let you see it first. There you go. Does that look funky to you? That's an LS motor. He's put a Demon carburetor on it. So it's a new model motor. But it's got a pretty nice little lumpy cam in it. Sounds pretty good. Let me fire it up real quick. Looks like he's got hookers, super comp headers in there. Pretty cool. Alright, let me fire this up and let you guys hear it. Doesn't that sound good? Makes me miss mine really bad. That's awesome. Doors closed nice. I'm a fan. I'm a big fan. I don't know if the video will do it much justice or not, but man, it's a slick car. Like I said, they've sanded any of the orange peel out, and of course, like I said, all the reflections and the trees and the clouds and everything else. Probably hard to make it see that. But and there's another one of those little doodads. It's just not fixable. I don't know. Like I said, somebody touched it underneath the paint or what. But it really sucks, but it is what it is. So, like I said, I'd drive the piss out of it and be happy. Bumpers look nice. All around nice. This gap's really nice. This one's here a little funky in the front, but man, like I said, I'd drive it and be real happy. Oh, here's the scratches. I'm gonna fit. It looks like a dog maybe jumped up on there. I don't know if you can see that or not. It's just right down through here. I'm gonna just hand buff that out. One through here. Just in a clear coat, so no biggie. Anyway, I'm gonna pull this thing in. It's fixing to get ugly out here, so I'm gonna pull this in real quick, and I'm gonna grab some lunch, and I'll bring you guys back in a little bit. See you. Get some fluorescent lights on it. Very cool. See you guys. Alright, I had to step up a little bit. That was not aggressive enough, so I'm using 1500 paper, wet, and just take those surface imperfections out of there. Soapy water. But now it's all gold, so I'm gonna polish it up. I'm gonna hand rub it. If I can't get it out that way, then I'm gonna go ahead and break out the buffer. I'm gonna try it by hand first. scratches are gone. We'll have to get the haze out of there now. And this is way easier with a buffer, but I still want to break it out, and I've got a sanding thing on it. I have to switch it back over and clean it and everything else. So I'm going to do this real quick. Let's see. Right across there, you might be able to see it's a little hazy. That's what I got to get out. And I'll go ahead and hit it again with compound one more time, and then I'll hit it with polishing compound. I'm using buffing right now. So, only a couple areas that I really see. They're a little hazy. Yeah, it's real good. I don't know how well you can see any of that in the light. Put it up there. I'm gonna go ahead and use some polishing compound now. I'm gonna switch over. Get me a clean pad. You sure wouldn't want to do your whole car this way. It would wear you out. Alright, let's see. So, there you go. That's the area. I know it's going to be really hard to see. There's no, I got the scratches out. There's looked like a dog had kind of jumped up on the car at some point. But they're gone. I say you're not going to be able to see that very good, but there you go. So, a couple more spots I got to work on. See ya. Alright guys, let me show you this. There's quite a few little areas like this, and I already showed you this I think earlier. Let me run across it. You can see where it's dulled out there. That's because I've been working on it. The rest of these little spots, the little dimple looking things, and you guys correct me if I'm wrong, I got to thinking that those were like rust spots where somebody touched it. Well, I don't believe that now, because I think it's just flaws in the clear. And what they've done is they've cut and buffed this, and outside it looked fantastic. I pulled it in here under the fluorescent lights, and it looks like they cut and buffed it almost down to where they were almost gone, but just like the ass end of the little, you know, the very bottom of the craters are still in there, where it was just orange peeled like crazy, or solvent popped, or whatever it did. And so those are just barely in there. Well, I told the owner, I was told a long time ago by the guy that I work for, I said, how much you charge to cut and buff a customer's car or whatever? He says, I won't. I said, really, why not? And he's like, because you don't know, if somebody else is painting it, you don't know how many coats of clear they put on it. He said, I'll only cut and buff my own cars. He said, because I know how much clear I'm putting on them. He said, you pull somebody's car in here and you start cutting and buffing on it, and you break through, you're screwed. You're buying that person a paint job, because you got to repaint. You got to repaint that area, repaint that hood, whatever it is, and then, okay, say this paint job here is 4 years old. Well, good luck matching that. Like I said, it's got like gold and purple and all kinds of colors in it, so, you know, I mean, this was painted 4 years ago, so I doubt this is, it's probably pretty close to a factory color, but I doubt it's exactly a factory color, so getting it to match would be probably damn near impossible. So what we've decided to do, we're going to leave these alone because those are below the surface. This was raised up above the surface, so I went ahead and took me, I think 1500 grit, 1000 grit, and started working it down. So I'm going to work it down to where it's just flat, and then I'm going to polish it out. I just don't want to go too deep because, again, like I said, probably doing this was not a good idea, but I just couldn't freaking leave it alone. So I told him, I said, I may end up, you know, having to re-clear this freaking fender if I'm not careful. But that really looked bad. I mean, it was just a big clump of not goodness, I guess. So I'll keep working that out. What I've got here is, I can't really set this down. Hold on a second. We used to have what they call nib blocks in the shop, and I don't have a nib block. So what I did was I took a piece of flat piece of wood, a little small. You want it as small as possible, at least that's what I was taught. And you get the area wet, and you just want to go over the area really lightly and kind of work that little area down. Just trying to stay off the rest of it to where you work it down to it. We also used to use razor blades on like what are they? Runs. If you get a run, which is basically kind of what that was, take your razor blade, bend it a little bit like that. That way it kicks those edges up, and then you can sit and basically work that out with that razor blade. And I know a lot of, hopefully I'm showing that, yeah, a lot of people are cringing, but you can literally sit and scrape that down with a razor blade and then buff it out and it's gone. Especially when you got a car that it's not like a factory car that has the peely, you know, texture to it. This doesn't. They wanted this glass smooth. They just didn't quite get there, and I don't know that I want to get it there because, like I said, if I break through, then we're both screwed. So anyway, yeah, just bend that up and just sit and kind of work that until you take it down. If that was a run, that's already so low now. I'm not going to mess with that, but that's kind of a little tip that I picked up somewhere. I don't remember, but. Yeah, I'll bring you back when I get that out and get it polished up, and we'll see what she looks like. See you guys. Alright guys, the flaw was right here, or is right here I should say. I didn't take all of it out because I didn't want to get too close to that edge. The clear is going to be thinner on the edges, so I just left it at that, but it did take all those high raised bumps out of there. You can't feel it anymore, but and it probably looked fine out in the light. So that'll work. It's better than what it was. Like I said, you can still see some of those little imperfections maybe in there, but that's gonna be it. I told him it's ready, you can come pick it up. I fixed some stuff on the other side and on the trunk, but for the most part, I told him put a good wax job on it and let her fly. All right, you guys have a good one. I'll see you. Alright guys, so I got that down smooth, but it's still got a little bit of modelly looking stuff in it, and when you're looking at it from down here though, it's smooth like the rest of the car for the most part, except for where those other areas were. But yeah, you can't even see it from here. It was raised up and you could feel it. Almost felt like braille bumps. That's why I was afraid it was rust underneath the paint. But you can see, maybe you can see that. You still see it just in a certain light, only like in the direction that I'm in. And you come back around here, it kind of disappears. So I don't know if it just got mottled right in that area, or if there was something that reacted funny with the paint. But it's better than it was. So hopefully he'll like that. I mean, it's probably at least 50% better than it was, so you can't run your hand across it and feel a bunch of braille bumps, so that's good. There's the side. I don't know that you could see those before anyway, but they're gone. There's some stuff on the trunk. Got it off. And then some stuff on the side down there, and it's gone too. So really the only thing that I couldn't really take care of was this chip, and that's because we don't have a match for the paint. So if we had a match for the paint, I could have fixed that. So that's gonna be it for today, guys. I hope you like the car. I love the car. Man, I never thought I'd like a green car, but I'm just absolutely loving that thing. And it needs to be clean. The front wheel's pretty dull. The back wheel looks pretty good. He still needs to clean it up and put a good wax job on it. So I'm gonna roll these windows up so it doesn't rain, and I'm gonna upload the video. So you guys have a good one. See ya.